Yes, Akanksha. Please.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
So, Akanksha, we begin with your introduction.
Yes, sir. Sir, I was born in UP, Uttar Pradesh, Jaunpur, and I have pursued much of my schooling in Delhi, and my schooling as well as my higher education. I pursued my bachelor's from Lady Shriram College in Political Science Honours. Thereafter, I did my master's from University of Delhi and my MPhil from Jawaharlal Nehru University. And currently, I am pursuing my PhD from Center for Political Studies, Jawaharlal Nehru University. And sir, apart from my academics, I've also worked as a research consultant with Jagori, which is a women's NGO based in Delhi, on projects pertaining to domestic workers and their the financial hardships that they have faced, and the legal obstacles for injustice for single women and victims of domestic violence.
So, Akanksha, you are so much in the political science arena and social sector also.
Yes, sir.
So, don't you think politics would have been a better career for you?
Sir, to be honest, I never envisioned politics as a career, even though academics was always a backup. But the reason I decided to pursue civil services despite being in academics for very long is because I think that I have my temperament and my goals suit the civil services more than it suits academics.
So, what is your goal?
Yes, sir. So I have developed an understanding of the social issues, and I want me to be in a power position so as to I'm also able to actualize the understanding and the vision that is that
So,
I have.
is power required to provide service to people?
No, sir, power is not necessarily required. We know that many NGOs, despite not having that kind of administrative power, are also doing very good work to do good for people. However, as a woman whose voice is often unheard, and as an individual who is not affiliated to any organization, I feel that I can use power in a good manner.
So Uttar Pradesh is getting a defense industrial corridor.
Yes, sir.
What is it for?
Sir, I'm not very well aware of the defense industrial corridor, but as per my understanding, India is planning to indigenize its defense equipment, because India has the largest defense imports, and we are dependent on other countries. So I think for that purpose, we are also have a.
So let's shift to your political science, your strong area, right?
Yes, sir.
You have mentioned that you were member of election commission at some center for political studies.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Right? Now tell me, I'll enact a situation before you.
Yes, sir.
The elections have been announced. The phases have also been announced.
Yes, sir.
Now you're a member of the election commission.
Yes, sir.
And some political parties, major political parties, come to you and say that 7 phases, sir, are too long.
Yes, sir.
Bring it down to less phases.
Yes, sir.
Now, how would you reply them? Is it possible to reduce the phases? If yes, how? If not, why not?
Sir, I assume that as an election commissioner, I would have already looked into, before announcing the phases of the elections, I would have already looked into the size of the electorate and the equipment, the VVPATs and the EVMs, and must have decided accordingly the number of phases. So if a political party comes to me and says, I would explain to them the situation.
Why
and
UP
would not.
should have 7 phases? Every district have their own election machinery. They have their own EVMs. EVMs can't be transferred from one district to the other. Why 7 phases in UP and 2 phases in Rajasthan, 1 phase in Gujarat? Is it not anomalous?
Sir, I am not aware that what is the thought process that.
Suppose when you refuse to them, no, I cannot change the phases.
Yes, sir.
They threaten to go to the courts, to the Supreme Court. Can they go?
Sir, in my opinion, that if there is an electoral petition, that needs to go to the High Court and not the Supreme Court directly. So they are free to go to the High Court. However, I think that.
And High Court can change the dates or maybe ask to stay or something the election process.
Yes, sir. High Court can intervene.
Can do it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me come to your international relations.
Yes, sir.
Now, should India concentrate now more on Indian Ocean or Indo-Pacific Ocean? In the
Sir-
light of what China is doing in Indian Ocean.
Yes, sir. Sir, I think for India, the focus has been and should be the Indian Ocean, because that is where much of our interests get determined. However, Indo-Pacific Ocean is also a major concern for us, because that is where the scope for alliance with other countries, for example, with US, arises. Because for them, the concern is the Pacific. And it is true that China is also raising several concerns. China's aggressive policies are also raising concerns in the Pacific.
So very good. Akanksha, you said that Indian Ocean needs more priority.
Yes, sir.
Would you recommend that Quad should be extended to Indian Ocean also?
Sir, Quad, which comprises of Australia, Japan, and sir, I'm forgetting.
No, that's okay.
Yes,
I don't
sir.
want the details of Quad.
Yes, sir.
Should Quad is restricted to Indo-Pacific?
Sir,
Will it be in India's interest to ask Quad to extend itself to Indian Ocean area also?
Sir, I think that this is a era of micro alliances, and I think that if we are concerned about Indian Ocean, we should have alliances with countries which have their direct interest in the Indian Ocean region, and that would include countries like, say, in the Eastern.
Should India
Africa.
allow US and Japan and Australia to come into their area, Indian Ocean, and play, and maybe if required do politics there?
Sir, India, so these are international waters.
Mhm.
Much of the Indian Ocean will be in international waters, and US and Australia will have their
All
concerns.
right, my last question, you have mentioned about parliamentary debate.
Yes, sir.
You are in the parliament, Indian
Yes.
parliament, and
Yes.
you are supposed to oppose the committee's report
Yes, sir.
on one nation, one election.
Yes, sir.
Very short, 30 seconds.
Yes, sir. So, sir, I would point it out to them that it will raise several administrative issues. For example, the costs would increase, EVMs and VVPATs would have to be procured, and apart from that, there's also a concern that the costs for election would also increase. For instance, if a situation arises that Lok Sabha gets dissolved midway, it would also mean that elections for all the other states would have to be reconducted, even though the will of the people in those states has given them a 5-year tenure, and it is not in the interest of either the democracy or in the interest of the public exchequer. So that is my case for
Okay.
opposing.
Thank you, Akanksha. I pass on to our member.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, Akanksha.
Good morning, sir.
So, you have studied both in Delhi University and JNU.
Yes, sir.
So, how studying in Delhi University and JNU are different?
So there are several differences. One is that Delhi University is a group of colleges. So there is no campus life in Delhi University as such, whereas JNU boasts of a vibrant campus life. The second is that Delhi University has an autonomous extracurricular activities which is run by several societies for drama, debate, etc. However, in JNU, I find that many of these avenues are subsumed within party politics, which is sometimes a problem. And the third is that I feel that one is pertaining to elections which are ongoing in JNU right now, that in DU elections are happen in absence of much debate or GBMs at the university level, and in JNU GBMs and presidential debates form a very important component so that voters are able to make an informed decision. So that is where I think DU can learn from JNU.
So, if one has to do MA in political science,
Yes, sir.
which one would you suggest among the both and why?
Sir, I would suggest that one should go to JNU, because as far as things stand right now, and because of my personal experience with both the departments, I feel that JNU boasts of more experienced teachers, and it has more wider expertise as compared to DU as of now.
Now, you have roots in Uttar Pradesh.
Yes, sir.
Right. So, tell me the status of women's safety. How do you see women's safety
Yes, sir.
if we compare in Uttar Pradesh vis-a-vis Delhi?
Yes, sir. So UP has the highest rate, according to NCRB data, the highest rate of crimes against women happen in UP. and the status of Delhi is actually not very different, because this is also known as the rape capital, and there are several instances. It's said that every hour around 50 FIRs for crimes against women are registered. So, but what I find is that in UP, much of the violence happens within the households. For example, there are cases of domestic violence, but here stranger rapes are more prominent.
Okay, now you like reading novels and reflect on social reality.
Yes.
So now let's say you are DM in Kota,
Yes, sir.
and you also are the best speaker also.
Yes.
You have got awards.
Yes, sir.
So you have to address, let's say, about 100 students
Yes, sir.
who are mentally depressed,
Yes, sir.
and you know the situation of suicides among students in
Yes,
Kota.
sir. Yes, sir.
So how will you address them?
Sir, I will make sure that they realize. I mean, I will hold regular meetings with them, and as a DM, I will hold Jan Samvad, in which students are especially.
So you have about 20 minutes and you have to address them. So
Yes,
what
sir.
points you would like to cover in your speech?
Sir, I would like to tell them that even though it feels that that the IITs and needs for which they are there to prepare feels like the end of the world, it's actually not so. And I would like to tell them that the success in an exam does not actually determine the self-worth of an individual, and they should actually focus on the holistic development. And sir, as a DM, I will also take the recent guidelines for coaching centers that have been taken up, and I will make sure that those guidelines for coaching centers are also incorporated in the operation of them. So, yes.
So could you have used your Dastango, which you have mentioned, Dastangoi,
Yes, sir.
in your speech?
Sir, I have not mentioned it. The thing with Dastan Goi is that even though I like listening to stories and I appreciate the art of storytelling, I am myself not a skilled storyteller. So it is. So if I have contacts with the Dastan Go, I would perhaps invite them to evolve a story so that the message reaches to the students.
Okay, Akanksha, what do you understand by multi-dimension poverty?
Yes, sir. So multidimensional poverty is poverty in general is determined by the level of income of an individual. However, multidimensional poverty also takes into account other factors. For example, their access to water, their access to healthcare facilities, etc. So there are, I think, around 16 indicators which figure in the multidimensional poverty index.
So how many poors are there in India right now as per multidimensional poverty index?
Sir, if I recall correctly, around 16% of Indian population is under the multidimensional poverty index.
Okay, then why do we distribute food grains to more than half the population, to
Yes,
over
sir.
80 crore people,
Yes, sir.
when poor are only 16% of the population?
Sir, it is, in my opinion, it is not the case that the poor are only 16%. It is only those which are who are multidimensionally poor, who are 16%, and the number of people who actually require the food aid might be much more, as also evidenced by the hunger index, the global hunger index.
My last question before I pass on, I would like you to analyze the data, whatever data which is out in electoral bonds.
Yes, sir.
So how do you analyze that?
Sir, the data has shown to us, so far there has been no mechanism to cross check that which corporate and how much funds have gone to which party. However, it is being said that the largest amount of funds have gone to the ruling party, and one might need to think that why is it the case. So I think that is my assessment. But as far as so far, I won't be able to comment much on that. So,
Thank you, Akanksha.
thank you, sir.
Akanksha,
Yes, sir.
you are connected with Jaunpur, Uttar Pradesh, no?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me what is the one district, one product of Jaunpur?
Sir, the one district, one product of Jaunpur is, if I recall correctly, is carpets. And if I'm not wrong. So it is carpets, and even though Jaunpur is known for other stuff as well. For example, perfumery and some of the agricultural products like radishes are very famous in Jaunpur. But sir, the product is carpets.
And how this one district, one product economy has contributed towards UP economy?
Sir, it has contributed greatly, sir, because what I find is that that UP, Uttar Pradesh in particular, has a very strong artisanal sector. And even before one district, one product was implemented, these industries were organized along district lines. For example, Kanpur was known for tanneries, and Lucknow was known for chicken curry, and Muradabad for, if I'm not wrong, brassware. So this will help. The one district, one product has helped the artisans to amplify their contribution to the economy. For example, even in the recent parliament, carpets that were being used were from Bhadohi, and that is the one district, one product thing of Bhadohi.
Okay.
Yes.
Akanksha, today newspapers have carried a news that a peace summit sort of thing is being organized in Switzerland.
Yes, sir.
And India is also
Yes.
interested. What is the news? Can you tell me about what is this peace summit is all about? It's
Yes,
going
sir.
to be held, I think.
Yes, sir. So the peace summit is to organize peace talks between Ukraine and Russia, and we might finally be looking at some kind of peaceful resolution of the war. And India has said that India has always stood for a peace resolution which is conducted via dialogue and diplomacy. And Ukraine has also expressed interest that India be present in those peace talks. So I think that is the news.
Okay. Akanksha, can you tell me few schemes which lead to women empowerment in India?
Yes, sir. So schemes. So may I take a minute? Yes, sir. So, when it comes to schemes for women empowerment, there's a Sabla program which is by Ministry of Women and Child Development, and that is to train women in their legal rights. There is obviously there's Beti Bachao Beti Padhao for curbing infanticide and for educating the girl child. Sir, there is Janani Suraksha Yojana, which is meant for institutional delivery and to provide financial support to the mother and to the infant child. So these are some of the schemes that I recall as of now.
Akanksha, there is another news in today's papers about Russia and USA regarding some space issue. Russia has said that we will be bound to hit the targets which are doing spying on our things or something like that. Nice. SpaceX program. SpaceX.
Yes, sir,
What
yes.
is that news?
Sir, I don't recall that news very well. So
Okay.
sorry.
Okay. My last question is about what is this Mudra Yojana?
Yes, sir. So the Mudra Yojana is to provide microfinance to and particularly to some entrepreneurs from the marginalized sectors, for example, women or people from scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, and it is so that these people can become entrepreneurs and be job giving in their own right, rather than just and it is to bring down unemployment rates in the country.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Akanksha.
Hello, Akanksha. You come from Lady Shri Ram
Yes,
College.
sir. Yes, sir.
What are the key takeaways from Lady Shri Ram College where you're proud of?
Sir, one key takeaway is that I'm very satisfied with the pedagogy that is being followed in Lady Shri Ram College. The teachers are very
Can I
serious.
intervene here? What kind of pedagogy is so different from other college?
Sir, the pedagogy that Lady Shri Ram College, the teachers in LSR promote intensive reading based learning.
Okay.
So several readings that students are introduced to later on are actually being introduced at the graduation level. So it gives a very good sense of what academics is like. The second takeaway, if I may come to the second takeaway, sir, that the academic events are completely student led. So teachers have minimal role and they are there only as for guidance. So it also inculcates a sense of belonging and a sense of leadership among the women, and it reduces the sense of inferiority that the society has instilled in them before that.
Okay. Akanksha, you've been really long in Delhi University,
Yes,
and
sir.
you have been a student of political science with PhD in political studies.
Yes, sir.
Now, if I had to ask you, Akanksha, that compare Delhi University vis-a-vis Jawaharlal Nehru University,
Yes, sir.
which is more left tilted.
Yes, sir.
Why do you think that this is this kind of a phenomena, being in the same city,
Yes,
there are Delhi University carrying a different political lineage,
Yes, sir.
and JNU having a different kind of atmosphere altogether?
Sir, I won't be very sure about the factors, but if I may reflect on this matter, I think that JNU has a very strong left presence because it also has a campus politics, so it has been able to retain the left presence over the years. However, DU has a more it is a more disintegrated campus, so the politics is very diverse in the Delhi University. It's not possible to capture it under one single label. JNU politics is also diverse, but it broadly gets classified as left politics only because I think that left has a dominance and it has retained its dominance within that campus politics.
Okay, Akanksha, I was interested in your extracurricular activity, introspective walking.
Yes, sir.
What is this introspective walking?
Sir, introspective walking is walking not just for the aim of fitness, but also to recollect and reflect on the events of the day, your conversations, and just to reflect on oneself.
Fair enough.
Yes,
So,
sir.
if you have introspected yourself,
Yes, sir.
could you just tell me your 3 weaknesses and 3 strengths?
Yes, sir. So, if I may start with my weaknesses, I think, sir, that so may I take a minute for this?
I'll give you 10 seconds.
Okay, sir. Sir, sir, my first weakness would be that I tend to, so there are certain principles that I hold dear, and sometimes it's my tendency to also evaluate other people by the same, through the same parameters. For instance, if I do believe that, suppose that I believe that honesty is something to be upheld in the public domain, I would uphold the person in front of me also to the same principle, which might not be fair to the other party. The second is a tendency to micromanage. So as an event organizer, in the past, I found that sometimes if I have a vision for the event in mind, then I tend to meddle a little too much in the.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
And so the third weakness I would say is, the third.
Okay,
So-
tell me your strengths now,
Yes,
quickly.
sir. So my strength is that I'm a compassionate person and I'm an empathetic person. The second strength is that whenever I tend to make progress in life, it is a reflex mechanism to also to make others progress, to pull others up who are around me. And the third strength I would say is, sir, again I'm lacking. I'm not able to.
All right. I thought you would know yourself very good, well, more than I can know. Anyway, now with these weaknesses which you just pointed out,
Yes, sir.
and it is your version,
Yes, sir.
how do you think that you could make a good administrator with this kind of weaknesses?
Sir, I think I will become a good administrator because I know these weaknesses. I know and I have recognized these. So I have recognized that I tend to micromanage and I am unfair to others. So now I will minimize these in conversation.
All right.
Interaction
I
with
take your
others.
point.
Yes, sir.
Now, you come from UP,
Yes, sir.
and UP is a big state with the largest population,
Yes, sir.
with representing 80 Lok Sabha seats.
Yes, sir.
Now, there have been discussions at times, that, this time that, UP needs to be reorganized and to be split into two by cutting out Bundelkhand separately.
Yes, sir.
Now, you as a political analyst,
Yes, sir.
give me your thoughts. Do you think that we should go in for a reorganization of UP as a big state for more administrative purposes, for better governance?
No, sir, I don't think that is desirable. And my reasons for the same is that the size can be both a liability and a strength. For example, in India's case, size is a strength because it allows for economies of scale and so on. And same is the case with UP, sir, because it allows the ruling the administrators to take the surplus from the Western UP and to use them for the development of the Eastern UP. And without that kind of synergy, Eastern UP will be completely dependent on central government's assistance. So I think it helps UP. The second reason I think is that wherever reorganization has happened to allow for smaller state, it has happened because of a very strong sub-regional movement. And that is not the case with UP. The sub-regional movement, even for Bundelkhand, has fizzled out, and it's not such a strong case. So I think that there is a perception even in the residents of UP that it is a united entity. So for that reason, I think we should hold on to the idea of dividing UP as of now.
Now, the final question coming to you, Akanksha, about UP. People often say that it's a bulldozer Raj in UP, and the many times with such an action of bulldozing houses of criminals
Yes, sir.
go overboard, and they are extra judicial in nature.
Yes, sir.
What's your take on the subject?
Sir, I think that so state is actually well within its powers state has the power of eminent domain when it comes to any part of India. So it can bulldoze, but at the same time, I feel that the rule of law should be adhered to when deciding on whether to bulldoze a particular building or not, because it affects the lives of several people. So in my opinion, if it is found that a certain person is illegally building a house or is associated with criminal activities, then I think there should be sufficient warnings that must be given for them to either remove the encroachment themselves, and appropriate adequate amount of time should also be given, and only then bulldozing should happen. And if rule of law is adhered to, then I don't think it's a problem.
All right, thank you, Akanksha.
Akanksha, anything from your DAF which we may not have covered?
No, sir, I think
Everything is covered. So
Yes, sir.
thank you. We are over with the interview. We'll
Yes,
call you again
Yes,
after
sir.
2-3 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Meanwhile, you can wait in the next room.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Akanksha, please come. Please sit down. So, Akanksha, how was it today?
Sir, I was very nervous.
You were nervous?
Yes, sir. And there were certain questions which I thought that I kind of digressed, because to sir's question, I think, what will I say to the students to increase their morale? I did not have to bring in the coaching center guidelines merely because I know it. So that was.
Akanksha, could you have realized few things about your how to improve further?
Yes, sir.
So, you see, the positive things that we saw about you is you are very matured.
Okay, sir.
Your thoughts are very matured, very stable, very poised, quite balanced.
Yes, sir.
Issue-based balancing is a different issue, but as a personality, you are quite balanced.
Yes, sir.
You have a reasonable wisdom, but as far as the knowledge related to your subject
Yes, sir.
needs a little bit more depth
Yes, sir.
and more of practical aspect rather than theoretical.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
I'll give you a few instances how you are not updated about what is happening. Elections are around.
Yes, sir.
I made you a part of election commission.
Yes, sir.
Now, I think it may not be the correct way to say that they have already decided.
Yes, sir.
So why are you asking me? I am asking you as a commission.
Yes, sir.
I am putting you in that position. It's a review.
Yes, sir.
So the basic crux is that you should know why phases have been made.
Yes, sir.
So do you know why phases have been made?
No, sir.
So
I'll
that is
look
what
at it.
So practical aspect.
Yes, sir.
You see, Central Armed Police Force is limited.
Yes, sir.
And the election commission takes them from one state to the other, from one phase to the other,
Yes, sir.
and likewise.
Yes, sir.
UP and Bihar have got 7 phases.
Yes,
You
sir.
have to call out reason.
Okay.
Why UP 7 phases? Rajasthan is bigger.
Yes.
In the when it comes to elections, it is not so much of population rather than the area also.
Yes.
Is it not?
Yes.
So reason is that UP and Bihar they are considered to be more, elections के मामले में थोड़ा criminality ज़्यादा है वहाँ पर,
Yes.
है ना? So इसलिए वहाँ पे forces की ज़्यादा. अब ये जो analysis है ना आपकी, ये आपको मुझे ख्याल से आनी चाहिए थी.
Yes, sir.
Another major thing that you did not, you probably forget that those election petitions जो अभी election commission जो जा रही हैं,
Yes, sir.
चाहे वो CGI को लेके, they are different from the electoral process.
Right.
Article 329, you are a political science graduate.
Yes, sir.
It bans any interference of any court.
Yes, sir.
ये भी प्लीज ध्यान में रखूँगा. And related things, parliament debate on one nation, one election. You did mention a new area,
Yes,
which
sir.
is very innovative, I must say.
Yes, sir.
But at the same time, you should have mentioned you're in the parliament.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So parliament has to bring out lots of constitutional amendments.
Yes.
So that also aspect needs to be covered. And last but not the least, you said that yes, let Quad come here also.
Yes, sir.
Now we were interested in Quad because Quad was not in our neighborhood.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It was more to tease China.
Yes.
Now we are teasing ourselves,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and we are having 3 major powers to come and,
Interfere.
kind of guide us or monitor us in the Indian Ocean.
Yes, sir.
We don't want anyone to come in the Indian Ocean.
Yes, sir.
Is it not?
Yes.
So just think about the the depth of the questions and your answers. That is all. Otherwise, you are very promising.
Yes.
Let's hear other members.
Akanksha, you are a very good candidate.
Yes, sir.
Just keep on reading your newspapers
Yes, sir.
till your interview is over.
Yes, sir.
4 or 5 newspapers so that you remain updated with the current affairs situation.
Yes, sir.
So you are doing good.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.
All the very best, Kanchan.
Yes, sir.
You have a great potential.
So good communication, overall good personality. बस थोड़ा सा आपको इन डेप्थ जाना पड़ेगा और जब कोई सिचुएशनल बेस्ड क्वेश्चन आता है
Yes, sir.
तो उसमें आप थोड़ा सा पॉज ले लीजिए, उसमें आप सोच लीजिए एंड फिर आप फ्रेम करके अगर बोलेंगे तो ज़्यादा अच्छा रहेगा.
Yes, sir.
आप एकदम से स्टार्ट हो गए थे थोड़ा सा,
Yes,
तो
sir.
सोच लेते हैं उसमें, और उसमें आप नॉर्मल पॉइंट्स बोल सकते हैं कि मैं उनको लाइफ बियॉन्ड IIT बताती.
Yes, sir.
IIT एक बहुत छोटा सा स्टेप है उनके कैरियर में.
Yes, sir.
मैं अपना एग्जांपल लेते हैं. आई एम नॉट फ्रॉम IITs, लेकिन मेरे बहुत सारे IITians अभी भी तैयारी कर रहे हैं बेसिकली. फिर उसके बाद वो MBA की तैयारी कर रहे हैं.
Yes,
मैं उन्हें बड़ी पिक्चर दिखाती और ये बता देती कि ये कुछ भी नहीं है जिसके लिए आप इतने फोकस और मेंटली डिप्रेस हो रखे हो ना. इतनी छोटी चीज के लिए आप डिप्रेस हो रहे हो. उस वे में आप थोड़ा सा फ्रेम कर देते. फिर अपनी हॉबी दस्तंगोई को यूज कर लेते
Yes.
कि कोई मैं और स्टोरी बता देती तो थोड़ा सा आप उसको एनरिच कर देती.
Yes, sir.
तो आप इनके आराम से आंसर्स बना लीजिए. अदरवाइज यू हैव डन वेरी वेल, गुड मैच्योरिटी. ऑल द बेस्ट.
Thank you, sir.
Akanksha, any questions?
Yes, sir. I mean, you already told me that in the knowledge aspect I can be a little better. So is it only pertaining to my subject area, which is PSIR, or?
Yes, I was expecting from a political science, BA, MA, PhD.
Yes, sir.
You may be good in your theory. Had I asked you some political theories,
Yes, sir.
you would have answered very well.
Yes.
That PhD thing, adds a scholarly and academic kind of taste in your personality. You have to come out of it.
Yes, sir.
You have to come to the reality.
Yes.
What is happening in the world?
Yes, sir.
How is political science being applied? What are the applicable aspects or application aspects of political science that we are seeing and with which civil servants have to face?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you
Sir,
getting my point?
Yes, sir. And sir, is there any change in my demeanor which needs to be done?
You have to be a little briefer
Yes, sir.
and less lengthier and be more structured in your answers.
Okay, sir.
And as has been suggested to you by the honorable member, that you pause and then you speak.
Yes.
You are very prompt in speaking.
Yes, sir.
You should take some time to structure your answers and then speak out.
Okay, sir.
Otherwise, you look good. You are very pleasant. We enjoyed conversing with you.
Thank you so much.
All the best.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, all the best.
We have given you 63% today.
Yes, sir.
173.
Is this your first round in the UPSC interview?
Yes, sir. This
Huh?
is my first interview.
You're shaping well, and you have another week's time.
Yes, sir.
बस brush up कर लो थोड़ा सा.
Yes, sir.
All
Thank
the
you so
best.
much.